power factor load, we cannot load the machine.
These skills, anyhow, we will be discussing these things. So one is
so for the lagging power factor load, we cannot load the machine. It is up to the rated value. Here, another important information with respect to when the power changes, even if you are keeping the constant value of the speed at the rotor terminal, the frequency deviation we can observe. And changes in the magnetizing reactance also we can observe. So that is why I said that the analysis, it is very, very complex, and we can apply any of the numerical technique or optimization technique to predetermine the performance of the machine. So this is what the magnetizing inductance versus air gap voltage. So this characteristics, it is very much essential for simulating the induction machine. The thing is, here we are going to operate with the saturated portion of the magnetization characteristic. So in this regard, we need to apply the curve fitting technique. From the curve fitting technique, we will come to know the E versus XM characteristics. So this is also very much essential. And this is what this is indicated that the simulation and the experimental results with respect to the stator line voltage, stator line current. In the simulation, we were operated the capacitor here. The machine, it is operated with the B, which is equal to 1 per unit. Under this condition, here we closed the capacitor. So when you are closing the capacitor, the voltage build-up process we can observe. This is what the stator line current, which is equal to capacitor current in this case. And this one is the voltage axis with respect to the experimental observation. And the no load operation, here you see that the no load operation, the capacitor is switched on at 1 second. So initially the machine, it is follows with the 1500 RPM. After switching on 1 second, C, which is equal to 100 microfarad, we were consider, and the speed, it is getting reduces, the voltage, it is getting built up like this, and the generator current is also increases. The magnetizing inductance, it is going to get reduces. The stator frequency, it is also going to get reduces. So this is under load and no load condition. Here at 3 seconds, the load, it is connected. When the load, it is connected, the terminal voltage, it should be decayed. Here you see that the speed, it is also going to change. The corresponding magnetizing reactance is also changed. The stator current is also going to get reduces. So that we can see that. So corresponding frequency variations also we can see that. The another one is the unstable operation of the induction generator. That refers, the load is switched on at 1.2 seconds. So that means before completing the excitation process itself, so you are switching on the load. In that case, what it will happen, before building up voltage itself, you are switching on the load, then the self excitation, it should be collapsed, that it is indicated. So simulation with the no load, with respect to the, suppose if you want to operate the two generators in parallel, that it is also possible. We were observed corresponding the parallel operations also we did. The corresponding variations in the magnetizing inductance also we were observed. The frequency deviations also we were observed. And this is what the simulation with the load. So with respect to the generator 1 alone, it is loaded. Sorry, 2 alone, it is loaded. So the corresponding variations also we were observed here. And this is what the generator 1, 0 to 2.5 seconds. The common terminal voltage after paralleling 2.5 seconds. So what it is happening, that also we were observed. And the simulation with the AC load also we were observed. So AC load, it is a variable insensitive load. I can call it as insensitive load, since The load, it is accepting the variable voltage and variable frequency. So this is the variation with respect to rotor speed. First generator, second generator, voltage with respect to first generator, second generator, like this. And SEIG feeding with the induction motor load is also, we were tested for water pumping applications. This is that results. So corresponding terminal voltage for terminal voltage, generator 1, generator 2, speed, so frequency, everything we were observed. This is what the thyristor rectifier we were connected, and the corresponding variations with respect to the terminal voltage is also observed. The problem with the thyristor rectifier is one wants to have the DC voltage. DC voltage, it is constant. By adjusting the thyristor firing angle, it is possible. So the current waveform, when you are referring the thyristor input terminal, I mean the thyristor rectifier input terminal, this kind of shape you can find it out. This shape will be affected the performances of the generator also. That means, so for example, the machine, it is a 10 megawatt in the sense, you cannot apply the load continuously for the 10 megawatt because a de-rating factor is applicable for the generator. So now so far, we started introduction of the wind energy conversion system, the research challenges, and the various types of generators, the importance of the squirrel cage generators I have discussed. Then now we will go for the importance of the power electronic controllers. So I said that for the fixed speed wind turbine, it is operates with when the speed of the machine it is greater than the synchronous speed. So the capacitors are connected for improving the power factor at the stator terminal. Since the generator it is operated with the fixed speed, that means MPPT it is not possible. So here we are considering with 3.7 kilowatt machine. So for example, for the generator shaft which is equal to this much speed, and the wind turbine shaft which is equal to this much, that means the gear ratio it is applicable. So when you are referring with the fixed speed wind turbine applications, the MPPT may not be possible. Under utilization of the wind turbine only it is applicable. So that is why the power electronic converters are needed to be interfaced between the stator terminals and the AC grid for wide speed operation to achieve the MPPT. So power electronic converters is interfaced between the induction generator and the AC grid. So the induction machine is operated in self-excited mode. Reactive power requirement of the generator has been met by the excitation capacitor. Full rated electronic converters are required. So the power electronic converters, it may be the single stage or two stage. Operating voltage and the frequency of the generator are not same as that of the grid. So the self-excited induction generator will operate in wide range of rotational speed for achieving the MPPT. So one thing we should be very clear, this is what the stator terminal. This stator terminal, the voltage and frequency is a variable. But here the voltage and frequency is a fixed. So the power electronic converters matches the voltage and frequency at the grid terminal. One who wants to connect with the grid, many techniques people were followed. So like first stage, a diode bridge rectifier, line commutator inverter, that is thyristor inverter. MPPT is possible here. Greater than 90 degree, we can operate a firing angle. It is possible to pump the power to the grid. Or improving the performance. The problem with the diode bridge rectifier is there will be some harmonics at the converter input terminal here. So this harmonics will be affected the performance of the squirrel cage induction generator. In this regard, we can have the PWM rectifier to reduce the harmonics at the input terminal. Then we can use then the generator performance may not be affected. So the MPPT algorithm, it may be possible to get based on the mechanical parameter or electrical parameters. So the tip speed ratio, maximum optimum relation between the control, that is the power versus the speed, power versus the torque, or better observe method we can use. For isolated system, the MPPT will be possible. That is standalone system. The MPPT may be possible if the dump load or energy storage devices are included. So here you see that. So this is what the wind turbine, wind generator, the diode bridge, it is connected, and output of this one, it is connected with the DC-DC converter, and it is used for the battery charging application. So in this is what the control technique. Here there is a dump load arrangement. So there is a constant power which is feeding. There is constant power which is feeding to the battery. So excess power is there that it will be pumping to the uh, dump load. So the another thing is, so here the load, one standalone load is also there, one battery load is also there. So in this case, a constant power which is feeding to the DC load, excess power it is there, it is pumping to this one. That also it is possible. Here the MPPT they are achieving through the pitch angle control. That is based on the mechanical parameters, it is possible. So yeah, again we can see that this is what the power characteristics. We knows very well the wind turbine, it is operated within this limit, that is the cut in to cut out speed. So above the cutout speed, it is going to the parking mode. Below the cut-in speed, it is below the cut-in speed is also parking. So if you want to have the load is the DC load, we can use the rectifier system. The load is the DC load. Suppose if the load is the AC load, then we must use with rectifier and inverter system. So we tested with the many circuits. This is what the one of the controller which is called as the three-phase semi-converter circuits. So that means the semi-converter always operated in one quadrant. That means power which is pumping to the battery. So the battery normally we can have the constant current charging or constant voltage charging. So in this regard, this is what the controller. So basically, this is operates. சொல்லுங்க சாய்குமார். Tell me சாய்குமார். So here we were experimented. So this experimentation, here the variable voltage and variable frequency we are having. Here the fixed DC voltage we are getting. So we were tested with the various control schemes. So for example, extension angle control scheme, symmetrical angle control scheme, negative firing angle control scheme. We were tested and we made the performance predetermination also. Under various operating conditions, we were tested the battery charging applications. For example, for testing these things, the negative firing angle control scheme, extension angle control scheme, symmetrical angle control scheme, and a phase angle control scheme. So the simulation, I mean the predetermination and experimentation, almost the same results we were getting. So for example, when the VDC voltage which is equal to 200 volt, current which is equal to 10 amperes, or VDC which is equal to 100 volt and ID which is equal to 10 amperes. So the performance of symmetrical angle control, it is same. And this is what our observation. Similarly, for 1000 watts also we were tested. So by considering this, and so this is what the straight line voltage with respect to the various control angle schemes like a negative firing angle control scheme, extension angle control, symmetrical angle control, and phase angle control schemes like this. So here also we were experimented whether the machine generator characteristics it is reflected or not. It is reflected that we were tested, and how it is reflecting with respect to the control scheme. See, for example, the phase angle control, it is a lagging power factor load, and symmetrical extension angle control, it will provide it will act as a capacitance. That means the already one capacitance is there. This control, it will be acting as a capacitance in this sense. The capacitance of the capacitor, it will be increases. Then we can go for further wide range of speed. Similarly, for the negative firing angle control scheme also. For the various speed operations, we were experimented and we were tested for all the value of the control angle schemes, how the variation of the stator voltage, stator current, load line current, everything we were verified. The simulation and experimental results are observed. So this is what under wind condition I told you in the beginning. So the power output at the wind turbine is directly proportional to the cube of the wind speed. So this is that cubic characteristics. So with respect to the cubic characteristics, we were switching the angles with the control scheme. So up to this speed, from the rated speed to this speed, the symmetrical angle controls will work. After that, the excitation will fail. Then extension angle control scheme, it is applicable. After this, it is fails. Then negative firing angle control scheme, it is applicable. So this is what the observation. So similarly, here the observation is the current, the input current, it is not sinusoidal. That means it contains the harmonic. Since the frequency of the control, it is only 50 hertz or less than 50 hertz. So this is the experimental results which we were observed. And many techniques we were observed. This is another technique for another power electronic controller for the DC load. So here, in the earlier case, instead of this power converter, we were using with the semi converter. Here harmonics was there. So now we were eliminating the harmonics by employing the PWM rectifier. Here we made the current for this terminal, which is equal to sinusoidal, and we are maintaining the constant value of the DC voltage. And the power factor also, here we are maintaining the unity power factor, so that whatever we are designing the capacitor, that reactive power, it will be pumping only for the machine, not for the load. So in this regard, we are designed the two loop controller, the dual loop controller. One is the outer loop maintains the constant DC voltage, and the inner loop, it will be maintains with the unity power factor at this converter input terminal. So in this regard, we were the reference voltage is given, whatever the reference voltage which is required, and the actual voltage, it will be compared. The output of this one, it is multiplied with the unit magnitude of the stator voltages, like this. So from that, we are generating the current reference IA star, IB star, IC star. So then the actual current is also measured, the converter input current. Then we are feeding to the controllers, hysteresis controller. Then we are generating the pulses. So the SKH22AR gate driver we were using. And from this scheme we were executed with respect to the analog controllers only. This is voltage controller, this is the current controller. The similar kind of schemes, it is applicable for the other two phases also. So we were performed the steady state analysis also. So considering how for checking the control scheme, by considering the speed of the machine, which is equal to constant, and when the output power it is changing, I mean when the load power it is changing, how the variations of the stator voltage, stator current, load line current, everything we were diffracted. It is similar to the generator characteristics. And we were seeing that even though if you are keeping the speed of the machine, which is equal to 1500 RPM, the variations in the frequency is also we were observed. And the variations in the magnetizing reactance also we were observed. And similarly, when the speed of the machine it is changing, then the corresponding variations of the stator voltage, stator current, and load line current we were observed. And we have seen that when 1000 watts load is considered and 1000 watts load is considered, the corresponding speed of operations, how much after up to this we are getting, after this self excitation gets fixed. If you are considering 1500 watts with the same value of the capacitor, here self-excitation, it is going to get big. So similarly here, similarly for the 2500 watts. This is what the experimentation we were conducted. Stator line voltage, stator PWM rectifier input current, DC load voltage, DC load current. DC load voltage, it is maintains constant. So this is what the simulation and experimentation. This is the instant at which the load change from 1 kilowatt to 1.7 kilowatt. Then we can see that the stator voltage, it is getting reduced gradually. So similarly, this one is 1.7 kilowatt to 1 kilowatt. How the load change, experimentation and simulation we were observed. And we were observed the converter input terminal, the current waveform and voltage waveform we were observed. It is unity power factor. DC load voltage, DC load current, it is we were maintained. And the current THD, which is equal to 1.4 percentage for the voltage and 1.5 percentage for the current. So according to the standard we met. So the dynamic response with the step change in the speed also we were observed from 1500 to 1400, and then 1400 to 1500 also we were observed, and simultaneous changes from speed from 1400 to 1500 also we were observed. The 1.7 kilowatt to 1 kilowatt we were observed, and 1000 similarly various case studies we made. So this is for with respect to the isolated case. So the proposed the developed controller we were verified with the wind turbine which is available in our department, 5 kilowatt wind turbine. So driven by a Bowman and Magnus synchronous generator. There also we were verified the stator current and PWM rectifier input current, DC load voltage, DC load current, everything we were verified, and we were achieved the unity power factor and the DC load voltage it is indicated. So I just want to stop up to this. If you have any question, please raise. Sai, Sai? I just want to stop up to this.
Okay. Participants, anyone, if they have any doubts, means can put the questions in the chat box. I'll just, on behalf of the participants, I will tell it to the host. Participants, any doubts? Any doubts, means put it in the chat box. I'll just communicate it to the person. Participants, are you having any doubts? You can ask now. Sir, Senil Kumar sir,
Yes.
there is one question, sir, from the audience side.
Yes.
They are asking how can we make the actual speed always be greater than synchronous speed to make the machine operate like induction generator irrespective of
Yes.
wind speed.
Yes. When you are selecting the induction machine for wind-driven applications, in wind-driven applications, when the induction machine directly connected to the infinite bus bars without having the power electronic devices. So in this case, I can share my PowerPoint. Yeah. So here you see that the induction machine, it is directly connected to the infinite bus bars without having the power electronic devices.
Thanks,
So in this case, you see that the speed of the machine, so the frequency and the voltage of the stator winding, it is dictated by the grid because it is directly connected. So that means voltage and frequency, it is fixed. So the rotating magnetic field speed of the single screw gauge induction generator is 1500 RPM for the 4-pole machine. Let us consider. So the rotor speed of the machine, it should be greater than the 1500 RPM. Then only the generation it will be possible. So according to the wind characteristics, what we have seen. So here the wind characteristics I have shown. So here this is what the 1500 RPM. After 1500 RPM only, it starts to produce the power. So this speed only it is called as the cut-in speed. So below the cut-in speed, we need to move it with the parking mode. Above the cut-out speed, we must move it to the parking mode. So that is cut-in speed in the sense wind speed where energy production begins. Cut-out speed indicates where energy production ends. So this is the answer for this question.
Madam?
Can we conclude?
Madam.
Okay, sir. Good evening to one and all. I would like to first thank our speaker, Dr. Senthil Kumar. Even though we are in the lockdown period, we are having so many schedule that is by the college. Even then, he has accepted our invitation and he presented this session, interactive session. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank you on behalf of our management, principal, department, and the coordinators, Dr. J. Jayudaya and Sumitra, and also Sai Kumar sir for organizing this FDP for the past 3 days. And I would like to thank our participants also. Without them, we could not conduct this FDP successfully. And I would like to tell one more thing. In the lockdown period, whether when it is going to be released, we don't know. Always maintain the social distance, be safe. And I'm handing over the session to Sumitra, who is one of the coordinator of this session. She'll be telling the few words to you. Sumitra. Sumitra. Mute, unmute.
Hello.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir, for your valuable presentation. Once again, I thank you all the participants for their participation in such a useful topic, which will be finds worth working throughout our future. So even if you are going to conduct furthermore webinars from our college, even from our department, I expect the same kind of cooperation from you people. Thank you one and all. Ma'am, shall we end the session now?
Okay, we will end the session.
Okay. Participants, kindly submit your feedback form in the given link and you will be getting your e-certificates as early as possible.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. I'm leaving.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
சுமித்ரா க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிடலாமா? சொல்லுங்க மேடம். வேற இந்த பெருமை வேறையா? அப்படியா? தேங்க்யூ மேடம், தேங்க்யூ. சரி, என்ன க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிடலாங்களா மீட்டிங்?